back home. Feel the code, safe and seen, you're not alone. Heal, connect, gently unfold the secure attachment code.
Have you ever written a to-do list, but then you check your emails and there's a request from somebody who needs something from you, and so you do that first? And then you go back to your to-do list and then your phone pings and somebody else needs something from you, so you go and do that first. You go back to your to-do list and then your phone rings and it's a friend who needs a catch-up and a friendly ear and a bit of advice right now. And so because you're a great friend, you give them that time because that's the kind of person that you are. And then all of a sudden the day ends and you have touched exactly not a single thing on your to-do list. And once you realize that, there's this tightness that sits at the base of your skull that's built up without you even clocking and understanding that it's happening. You get everything done for everyone else. Everyone else feels so good. And somehow you still feel like you failed at something. Your body doesn't distinguish between real urgency and everyone else's needs and problems. It just responds. My name's Tracy Malone. This is the Secure Attachment Code podcast, and I'm so glad you're here. Writing a to-do list and not getting anything done and saying, I procrastinated, I went and cleaned the house instead, or any of the things that I spoke about earlier, it might feel like you are a procrastinator. But something deeper is happening here. It's an old and very effective system that's been wired into your body from a really young age. It's in those moments where you sit down to rest and you finally get your cup of tea, and then all of a sudden you have this shocking realization, this jolt in your body that you've forgotten to do something, and then you pop up and do something else. But you don't get that same jolt when you look at your own to-do list. That's kind of the last thing that you find time to get around to. This means that you've probably got a body that's been trained to treat other people's needs as the priority automatically without agreeing to the trade each time. My own priorities and needs are sitting exactly where I left them, and my neck has done a full shift of overtime for everyone else's needs. The neck and shoulders are specifically wired for vigilance. They're always scanning and in a ready-to-respond state. So they're the natural home for chronic urgency to set up camp. They also house the vagus nerve, which is a bilateral nerve that runs from our brain, the base of our skull, down into our body and fans out through many, many areas of our body, including our digestive system. If any of this rings a bell for you and feels like you, what's actually happening physiologically? Your body's holding the posture of ready to respond to other people's needs almost constantly. Your safety, your health, your relaxation is only dependent upon everyone else's needs being met around you. In order for me to be safe and to be able to do something for myself, everyone else has to be okay and have their needs met first. Once that is done, then I can do what I want. And when nobody else around you has needs, you come to your to-do list and go, this is a really important thing to do today. And instead you go, but I'll just go and clean the bathrooms instead, even though they're not on the to-do list. I'll do anything else other than sit down and write that email or do that assignment or watch that video to learn something new or make that offer and do my social media. You are not someone who procrastinates. You are somebody who is carrying too much for everyone else, and the load is so wired into your body you don't even consciously realize it's happening. And that response that your body has today, it's rarely about today's message. It's rarely about today's needs of other people. It's about years of being the reliable one for everyone else. The fixer, the person who learned really early that being slow to respond had a cost. It builds a really well-rehearsed bracing pattern that fires in your body long before your conscious thoughts catch up. And ticking off that to-do list and clearing out your inbox doesn't clear the body. Ticking off tasks and actually feeling safe enough to stand down are two completely different things. The tension was never about the task. It was about the state the body lived in while doing them. And that's the thing that you need to be able to work with. And that's what somatic healing is all about. I've worked with clients who are really effective and really efficient, and they actually get a lot done. They came to me and they said, I used to be a people pleaser and now I do things just for myself. I'm so good at getting my list ticked off first and I say yes to me and I do these things, but my body still feels terrible. But I never feel completely fulfilled. I'm still never actually able to rest. She was a person who was the one that everyone went to because she was so effective and so efficient at doing things for herself and for others. But what she wasn't great at doing was allowing her body to switch off and remove the stress that she's been carrying from decades of being this effective and efficient person. A reformed people pleaser in her mind and her actions, but her body hadn't yet caught up. She tried better time management. She was really good at setting boundaries in theory, so she was really good at telling people things, but she'd think about it a lot later. None of these touched that physical bracing underneath. And this is where talk therapy, is really useful to bring you to that place of awareness. It also teaches you that you do have somebody that you can securely attach to who will show up consistently. There's so many great things that come out of talk therapy. What they don't deal with in talk therapy is the body and the linear patterns of stress that you've wired into them over these decades. And that's where the 4 pillars of the secure attachment code really do shine. When I worked with this client, we worked through the 4 pillars. So we worked through the inner child who's told she's good enough exactly as she is and she did not have to perform in order to be enough. We worked with the ancestors to clear all the ancestral patterns of the women who were never able to live their own life and put their own needs first. We worked with the energetics of the boundaries. It's one thing to say no to somebody, but thinking about it afterwards and stewing on it in your mind over and over generally means that person is still in your field, and there's a bit of work to be done there on energetic boundaries as well, which was really helpful for her too. And then one of the massive keys where we're going to start is in the body, in the fascia and the vagus nerve. All of that tension, all of that stress in the body is in the fascia. And the vagus nerve is unable to build that tone. When you are carrying a load, that just simply isn't yours. One doable practice that you can do is a 2-second check before responding, if you are able to. See if you can bring your awareness to that 2-second check before responding. Is this genuinely urgent, or does it feel urgent because of how it's landed in your body? I cannot tell you the amount of times I went off on side quests and hyperfixated on things that just had to be done. And the very next day I'd think, I spent an enormous amount of time doing that thing and it doesn't even really matter anymore. It's really interesting, isn't it? And if I can move myself out of that, then so can you, using the 4 pillars of secure attachment. And the beautiful place that we start is with a class I've put together called Unbrace. It's a live, free 30-minute class where we're going to work through the fascia in our shoulders, our neck and our jaw and our breathing, and we'll do a bit of work with the vagus nerve as well. We're recording this class live on 25th of August at 10 a.m. And live is awesome because you get to ask questions. You get to be in the room and ask questions. It's done via Zoom, so I'm in the Zoom room. And if you'd like to join us, just find the link on my website. It is free and it is going to give you doable tools in the moment that you can use right now and every day from now on, should you like to. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Secure Attachment Code podcast. I look forward to seeing you in the Unbrace class and in our next episode.